Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Brittany, I'm an addict.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm Brittany. It's nice to see you all here. Some of you might know my mom. I want to say thank you to Patrick and Lee for asking me here today. I'm just going to talk briefly about my story. When I was in college, I went and recreationally was using drugs, and that turned into an entire lifestyle, which ended in heroin addiction and a trip to rehab for me. I went to Spirit Life in Indiana, PA, which is a great, fantastic place. It's a faith-based program. I went there in August of 2008, and I haven't had to go back, so we're super happy for that. Thank you. So since then, I entered the program called Narcotics Anonymous. They have Alcoholics Anonymous, that was the original. And there's facets, now there's Narcotics Anonymous, and that's where we went. Every meeting we open with a prayer. The Serenity Prayer version of it is in the packets back there. There's 12 steps to recovery, and the original people who put this program together found the steps in the Bible, so it's from a good place to start. So some of the things they teach us there are, you need to have honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. Those are like the three pillars of recovering, which aren't bad things. I feel like similar things we learn in Sunday: honesty, open-mindedness, willingness to change yourself, willingness to help other people, honesty about your story, and having an open mind with no judgment. So I'm here to talk to you today about what has happened to me at church since I have entered my story in recovery. My mother, most people knew about what I was going through. She couldn't suffer alone. She needed help. She needed other people to talk to. So she talked to the members in our church. So they were familiar of the things that I went through, some of the things that I'd done. Addicts don't always have the best rep. We make mistakes, and we don't do the best things. We don't really think about anybody but ourselves. And so she shared with people what I'd been through, which is fine. Like I said, she needed her own help. And so since I went to rehab and since I was in recovery, they've welcomed me back. They've forgiven me. They're happy to see me. They've welcomed me back. I never got a look, I never got a comment, I never got anything but how happy they were to see me there. My mom spoke a little bit ago about the mission trips we went on. And so when I had gotten clean, I knew about the mission trips she went on. I'd never had too much of a vested interest in them. And so one summer I moved home and they were going on a mission trip. I said, okay, I'll go. So I felt like for me, it was a chance to quietly right some wrongs that I had done. A lot of addicts, once we're in recovery, we don't really want the recognition for the good or the bad. We're happy to be just productive, functioning members of society. That's all we want. That's our end goal. That's my end goal, is to be a productive, functioning member of society. So I went on the mission trip, and it was with people from our church and people from Trinity. And I told them about my story a little bit. We had the best time. I had the best time. I felt so great afterwards. I felt so thankful that I was at a place in my life where I could finally help somebody and not be the one receiving the help. So that was my first mission trip. After I came home, I had Catherine. And so since then, she's been on 2 mission trips. One when she was 9 months old, and then one just this year. Sarah was there with us. And I just think about the people at our church. In Catherine's life, she has more grandmas than anybody ever could. And she has more aunts than everybody could. And, all these people in her life that love her, people that watch her for me. Patrick baptized Catherine. All these people, she wouldn't know if I hadn't been forgiven. All these people wouldn't know her. You wouldn't see her here today with you if I hadn't been forgiven. And, you know, addicts are a tough group. We're a tough group, yes. You know, it's fine to keep us at a distance until you can trust us again. And it's fine to ask us as many questions as you can think of. We will answer them. In the rooms of NA, there are some sayings that we like to, some sayings we have, you know, secrets keep you sick, you know, don't lie, don't be secretive, you know. One of my favorites is, you need to recover loudly so that no one has to die quietly. So that is why I'm here today, because everybody in this room knows somebody personally. You've dealt with it yourself, your friends, your family, we all know. And to be a place for someone like me, for me to say I walked into church, there was no judgment, and everybody was so happy to see me there, is such a wonderful thing. And do you know that I learned all these things and recovered in church basements? All of our meetings were in a church basement. Or at this meeting, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it was at a church. It was in a church basement. Someone like you, some addict came to you and said, can we use your basement once a week for a meeting? And you said yes. You don't know how many people that could help. You know, and you don't know how helpful an addict could be for you. They asked me, the mission team, we get donations, furniture. Brittany, can you come move this? Brittany, can you come do this? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Addicts are people you want to have on your team. Recovering addicts are people you want to have on your team that will help you do anything. They're grateful to be there. We're not far off from Presbyterians. We have a meeting. We have a meeting before the meeting. We have a meeting and then after the meeting, we go to eat. So there's more common ground than you might think. You know, in church you hear a lot about heaven and hell, and you can go find an addict to talk to, and you can talk to someone who's been to hell. And you can talk to them how they made their way back. They fought their way back. And so to be able to stand in a room like this and talk to you about how kind people have been to me for all the things that I've done and how much forgiveness I've been shown is wonderful. I would never have thought that I'd be able to do such a thing and that there would be people out there who would be willing to listen. So I just want to say, please, if there's anybody in your life who is struggling with addiction yourself, you have to reach out. The opposite of addiction is like a community. And a church is a community, an NA meeting is a community. Like I said, there's way more similarities than there are differences. And addicts are all age sizes. We come from everywhere. We're mingled around you and you had no idea. And to come talk to us, we'll be happy to tell your story. If there's someone you know that's struggling and you need an addict to help you, they will help you. And so if you're ever given the opportunity, say yes to having an NA meeting in your church basement. We clean up after ourselves. We do. We'll put the chairs out, we'll put them right back away. Say yes to the meeting in your basement. You know, say yes to talking to someone about it. Having an uncomfortable conversation is not fun really ever. But have an uncomfortable conversation with an addict. Ask them what they did, ask them how they recovered, ask them who helped them. I know for me, it was the prayer chain at Third Presbyterian Church did just as much for me as I did for myself. And so now because of that, my mom's church friends are my church friends. Now they're Catherine's church friends. And I think that's great, and I think that's wonderful. And like I said, none of that would have happened without forgiveness and acceptance from our church community. They knew what I did. They watched me grow up. They watched me fail a little bit, and now they've watched me succeed again. We have luncheons at our church once a month. Catherine's the luncheon mascot. Everyone comes, they walk right past my mom, right past me, straight to her. And just think about how that would never happen, all these people who love her so much. And that would never have happened without, like I said, the members of our church accepting and forgiving me. And just to conclude, I'm not going to drag it out, I'm 3 seconds over. I wanted to end with a prayer that we say at the end of every AA meeting while we're sitting in a circle holding hands. And you guys might recognize it, and it's this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power,